Peace and blessings, my friends. Coming to you from my South Florida backyard. Wishing you all the best. Hope you're staying healthy, eating all the good food with lots of flavor. Here's a little peaceful moment from my backyard pond. This is what helps me relax and unwind. Watching the animals play around, feeding the animals and taking care of them. This is Duck Duck Goose. And before we get started, let's just have a moment to enjoy nature right here in my backyard. And today's adventure is gonna take us to some pigeon peas. It's pigeon peas harvesting time in our yard, and we're gonna add this to our recipe for our cook today. We're gonna pick our pigeon peas. They're ready, they're drying on the bush, and we're gonna get as much as we need, and the entire family is getting involved. Here my beautiful wife is climbing the ladder to get to these trees. They're nice and tall, about 10 feet up in the air. So we climb the ladder and we get a bunch of pigeon peas. As I say, everyone is getting involved in picking them. It's lots of fun in the yard. These are our dry pigeon peas that we're using today. And we're gonna have to shell them and take them out the pods. Even my little man over here getting in some of the action. He's using a clipper to remove them. And he's gonna fill that basket up with all these wonderful pigeon peas. Some people call it gandules, dongo beans. And guess what, guys? Getting these beans and peas fresh from the yard is so much better when you use it in your recipes. Here's my little man showing you what the green peas look like. These are used for stews, and you cook them just like lentil, and they are super delicious and creamy. And now we're gonna get ourselves some chocolate pudding fruit. Yeah, but it's gonna ripen soon.
You want us to?
These chocolate pudding fruit, we didn't get much this year, but they're absolutely awesome to eat. Exactly like chocolate pudding. Mix it up with some milk, and it's good to go. And here, my neighbor called me over to give me some super sweet sugar cane. This is Mr. Dalt, and he's an avid farmer, very smart guy. He's retired, and he's a very good gardener. So we got some wonderful cane here. And now I'm off with my collection here of sugarcane back to our yard. But before we go, I just want to show you some of the work that Mr. Dalt do here. He is awesome with the garden and having all these wonderful sapodilla that's coming in right now. Look, this tree is super loaded. And despite the squirrel taking some of them, he still gets a ton of sapodilla.
YouTube land, welcome back to my channel. It's Caribbean Ducks, and today I'm doing a nice backyard bush cook, simple and easy recipe. We're doing cook-up rice, and I'm gonna get a lot of the ingredients right out from the backyard. So follow me and you'll see how I do my nice and easy cook-up rice. Delicious with lots of ingredients that I can pick right here. You guys follow along and I'll share with you. People from there, people from far, Caribbean people, wherever you are.
So the first ingredients for our cook today is gonna be our coconut milk, and this is how I prepare it after cutting up a fresh coconut in the backyard. I'm gonna chip it up and blend it with about 2.5 cups of cool water. We're gonna give it a go for about 2 minutes and chop it up into tiny pieces. Blend it up well so we can extract the coconut milk out of there. And now we're gonna pour it into a nice fine sieve and remove the coconut milk from there now. So here we go, guys. Now we're gonna pour it and strain it into a container, and we're gonna set that to the side. So we wanna make sure that we get all that coconut milk out. We're gonna press it and remove it from the pulp. And yes, guys, we got about 2 cups of coconut milk here. And the pulp right here, we're gonna save for our chickens in the backyard. They love this coconut pulp. Yeah, gonna put it to the side now and move on with the rest of the ingredients. 2 cups. So this is my setup here. I'm out in the backyard for the bush cook, and we're gonna serve this up with some barbecue short ribs. I seasoned my short ribs overnight, and I'm gonna put this on the barbecue. I'm gonna pour some of that nice marinade on there, wrap it up and cook it slow on the barbecue grill. But this cook is about our backyard cook-up rice made with fresh ingredients. So I got all my ingredients chopped up here. I got carrots, tomatoes, scallion, onion, peppers, thyme, and a lot of good stuff here with 2 cups of washed rice. I have some sweet plantains that's gonna go in towards the end. But first we're gonna need to boil our beans, our peas. I had it soaking for about 2 hours, so that goes in the pot. And now we're gonna move on to getting some edo leaf. So I'm gonna get some young edo leaves, and that's gonna add extra flavors to our pot. Guys, if you haven't cooked with this edo leaf, you know it's gonna be flavorful for your cook-up rice. Get some. We're gonna get about 8 to 10 leaves here. That should do. We're gonna wash them, roll them up, and cut them up into small pieces, and I'll set them to the side. So now I have about a cup of edo leaf, and now I'm gonna get some longevity spinach. They're called longevity spinach because once you plant them, you keep on coming, and they'll grow more as you harvest. The more you harvest, the more it'll grow. Just keep it warm, healthy water, and some good soil, and it'll keep on growing. It's much more flavorful and much more nutritious than your regular spinach. So if you get your hands on longevity spinach, grow a bunch of them. They're nice and healthy with lots of nutrition. Got about a 1/2 cup. Gonna set that to the side, and now I'm gonna turn to the backyard for some bay leaves. Gonna get a couple of bay leaves here, wash them, put them in our pot, and that's gonna bring out some awesome aromatics and flavors. Gonna let that steam and cook with the beans. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get me some Spanish oregano or broadleaf thyme. Just a couple of leaves. I'm gonna cut that up, wash it and cut it up, and add that to our ingredients bowl as well. Can't have a cook-up without broadleaf thyme one fan leaf thyme. And if I had a chance, I'll get some Mariman poke as well. But I'm gonna get some scallions from the backyard, a nice handful would work. Wash it and cut it up. And that's gonna go into our pot as well. And here it is, guys. Everything's been prepared. Now it's time to check on our peas to see if they get nice and tender. And it looks like it's gonna have to cook some more. And while we're here in the garden, in the kitchen garden, I'm showing you I'm preparing for the next season. I got my seeds set. Got a couple of things going here, some peppers and some other small herbs and seasoning coming up here. Got some avocado, thyme and stuff going there. And while I'm out in the backyard, I noticed a ripening papaya. I'm gonna get them before the squirrel do. Nice, big, delicious papaya. I'm gonna set that in the kitchen to ripen up some more. In about 2 days, it's gonna be ready. Here's our sugar cane that we got from the neighbor. And my little birds, they're checking out what's going on. They're here accompanying me for the bush cook. This is Jack. Jack liked to take a ride on my shoulder. Yes, what an awesome bird. Now it's time to check back with our peas. And now I'm gonna remove our bay leaves. Hey, we got all the flavors out of it already. Now give it one more check and maybe about 5 more minutes. Gonna let that steam down some more. Now all the water evaporated already, and now it's time for our butter. I'm going in with 1/3 of a stick of butter. This is our Irish butter that I'm going in with here. I'm gonna melt that down. Now we're gonna go in with all our aromatics and seasonings. It all goes in there once. We're gonna sweat it out and get all the flavors flowing. Our celery, thyme, onions, carrots, tomato, bell peppers. Gonna give it a couple of minutes to steam and release all its flavor. Now we're gonna go in with some dry seasoning here, some black pepper, some Maggi seasoning, and now for our coconut milk, we're gonna go in with that. Give it a good mix so that that coconut milk coats everything, get all that flavor going. And now it's time for washed rice. 2 cups of washed basmati rice goes in. No waters yet. We're gonna let it absorb all that coconut flavor and all that steam goodness from the vegetables and seasoning. And now for Guyana Black Gold. Yes, guys, this is our calf's rib. I'm gonna go in with 2 full tablespoons of calf's rib, and that's gonna bring this up to a nice Guyanese flavor. Give it a good mix. And now we're going to go in with our corn. This is about a 1/2 cup of corn that I go in with. Yes, guys, this is cookup rice. You can add whatever you like. The most important thing is your peas or beans. Most people cook it with some kind of beans. This is our Guyanese style cookup rice. So after that, you can add anything you want to. Some people will put fish, some people put salt pork, beef, anything you want, chicken. And now we're gonna go in with a bit of salt add our water to cover the rice, and we're gonna cook it on slow heat now. Give it a good mix. Remember guys, add a little bit of salt at a time because you can't take salt out, but you can always add as you go along to taste. And now after a few minutes of cooking, we're going with our spinach and our eda leaf bhaji, and that's gonna melt down and add all that richness to this pot. This is a real bush cook-up rice. Now towards the end, we're going with our ripe plantain. Our ripe plantain is gonna add a layer of sweetness to our pot. Yes, this is like adding dumplings to your soup. So delicious. Give it a try, guys. Next time you make your cook-up rice, put some sweet plantains inside towards the end, not to melt out, so that you can have to the side. Here it is, guys, our fresh cook-up rice with some eggs from our girls in the backyard, served with some short barbecue beef ribs. Hope you guys like this recipe. Quick, nice and easy, simple to make, and super delicious with all that fresh ingredients. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Please remember to leave a comment and thumbs up. Thank you.